Hello, welcome back everyone. So in today's video we're actually going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how to build two different variations of like kind of like a power plant, powerhouse, just a place where all your power can be. There's a couple different designs here, as you can see, just depending on the generator you want to use. This can work for any kind of generators, really. You can even use the small junky ones, or if you have the Vault-Tec DLC, you can even use those as well. So we'll go in this one over here and I'll show you guys this generator first. So this is the one from the Vault 88 DLC. This one generates 150 power, and with a little bit of tricks and stuff, you can actually get this to like snap to the foundations and all that, so you can actually build a whole building around it. In the other one, we have the generator that produces 500 power, and again with the same kind of tricks and everything, you can actually get it to snap in and build a building around it. Personally, I like the look of the one that actually generates less power, which is the one over here on the left. You can honestly build this building for both generators, but if you just want a small building, you can use this one. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into it and show you guys how to build this. Okay, so again, because this build is two separate buildings in one, I will let you guys know the point in which you can choose which build you want. So they're pretty much the exact same building in terms of the floor plan, just there's a certain point where I'll let you guys know where things are going to start differing. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So you're going to open up your build menu, go over to structures, go over to warehouse, and you go over to floors. You go ahead and grab your floors, and what we're going to do is we're starting from the back of the building. So if you're wherever you're placing this will be from the back. So we're going to go 4 across. All right, and then we're going to pull 2 more of these from the front. We're going to go over here and do the same thing. All right, so you should have a 2x2 gap right there. That's what you want. And then we're actually going to go ahead and grab our flooring like this. I like to use the see-through ones just because it just gives me a nice sense of like it's like a patio or a porch type deal. All right, so you're only going to want to put 2 of these right there for now. The next thing you want to do is go over to the vault stuff. For this to unlock, to build this kind of design, you're going to want to finish the quest line for Vault 88. And that's how you can unlock all the stuff from the vaults to actually build in your regular settlements. But if you do have this unlocked, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go into the vault section. We'll go over to Atrium, and you'll scroll over to the just the floor like this, and you'll actually be able to snap this right there. And you only need 1 of them. You don't need 2, just 1. And from this point, this is where you're actually going to pull out the generator. So if you want to use, okay, this is where I'll tell you guys. Like I said, you can use any of these generators. If you want to use the small ones, this one, that one. This one's not really going to fit in there, but or this one, then you don't have to do what I'm doing right here. You can just fill this in as a 4x3 with the concrete foundations, and then finish the build as we're going to do it. But since we're using the big generators, okay, we have the option of 2 different ones. So we'll go ahead and start off with this one. Again, just depending on what build you're doing. If you want to use the bigger generator that generates 150 power, you can place that one in here. Or if you want to use this one, they have the same exact size in terms of like the 2x2, but the height's what's different. So we'll just go ahead and use this one for the sake of it. There we go. And you can see the reason why we place this here is because this snaps to this foundation, and then because this snaps to there, you can then snap the generator to this. We can go ahead and store that away. We no longer need it because, as you can see, this does not actually snap to the foundations. But if you use that little trick, you can make it look like it does. So from there, you've got the generator in place. So now all we have to do is go back over to Structures Warehouse, grab our floors like this, and finish putting in the front. Okay. And that way you can make it pretty easy to get up and down from here. You go ahead and put some stairs attached right here, and I'd say 1 more right there. There you go. So it goes like 1 in. There you go. And then we'll go ahead and just do this since we're already here. We're going to go ahead and put the structural pieces. They're a little hard to work with. Sometimes you really gotta just play with it a little bit. See, I almost had it right there. There you go. You just gotta like do a bunch of moving around and stuff. It's honestly a little wonky. There you go. Perfect. Just to make it look like it's getting support. And then while we're also here, we're gonna be using these anyway. Might as well go ahead and snap these to the top of the post that we already just placed. Okay. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start filling in the walls. So we'll grab our solid pieces like this. We'll line the sides if it'll let me. There we go. We'll do this. And then come behind here. Alright, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. There we go. So once you have your walls in place, we can go ahead and put the windowed walls, these right here in the back. Okay, and then at the front, we're going to go ahead and grab our doorways like this. One here and one over here. And you want to make sure the framing is facing inwards. That way it looks nice from the outside. And then we're going to actually go ahead and go over to the glass. Again, this is completely optional for you. If you don't want to have the glass, you don't have to, but just I like to be able to see out of the buildings or see into buildings, so I use glass for this because you can see the generator. It looks pretty cool to see it through the glass like that. And then what we're actually going to do from here is move this one piece out of the way. We're going to grab a half wall and we're going to snap it underneath here. If it'll let me. Really doesn't like working with me. Okay, there we go. Snap it under there. Actually, you might have to move this one as well. Snap it under there as well. And go ahead and put these back in place. And that's just so you don't have that big gap in the foundation. Makes it look a little weird. So we have that filled in now. And as you can see, everything is just kind of nice and tucked away. And then while we're down here, we'll also go ahead and fill this in. I'm trying to do as much as I can for the build before we get to the part that actually differs, which is mostly just the roof. There you go. That's the base structure so far. That's all you really need to do. All right, so we're getting to the part where things start to get a little different. So we're going to start with this build right here first, and then I'll have different timestamps. If you want to build this building, I'll have the timestamp on screen for that, but we're going to go ahead and build this one first, and then we'll go into the second one a little later. Okay, so for the first build, we're going to go ahead and grab the roof like this with the bracing on it. We're going to line the top here like this, all the way to the front, and snap these all the way along here. This is the easier one of the two, which is quick and easy. Put the roofs on, nothing too crazy. We're going to snap all that in place. Okay, and then we'll go over to walls. We'll grab our triangle pieces, we'll fill all this in right here. Do the same thing to the front. Okay, so you get that inside over here, and then lastly just on the outside, because I don't like that look, and you see how the bars are kind of floating. We want to actually make things look like they're being supported, so we'll do this. There you go, and for the most part, that's the first build. That's how you do the roof for that. It's quick, easy, simple, nothing too crazy. I'll show you guys the way I have things wired up on the inside. Okay, so starting from the inside, depending on where your little outlet is, I like to keep it towards the front of the building. That way I can easily just put a switch up here on the wall. And I know you can toggle the power on the generator itself, but I'd rather just have an actual switch for that. So we'll place the switch down, attach it to there. We'll go ahead and grab these conduits, and we'll go ahead and place them on the beams up here. So one there, over here in this corner, we'll come across around the generator next to the other front door, one here, and then lastly one over there. Go ahead and attach all these together. Okay. And then we're going to turn to the right over here, and on the left side of the building, we're going to go ahead and put some more conduits along the big beams here. Just like that. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay. So that's the inside of this place pretty much wired up. Again, if you just want to cut off the power in a hurry, you can do that as well, just from this central terminal, or central switch, I mean. Now, for getting power outside of the building, because this is going to be your source of power, depending on which side you want it to come out of, I recommend using the conduits. So we can go ahead and we'll go ahead and place one of these down right here. We'll place one of these down as well. So that's the power radiator and the conduit junction. And then we're going to scroll over, and we're going to grab this piece, not the tall one, the short one that has the pass-through. So we'll come over here to this wall. This is going to be on the right side, so if you want your power coming out of the right side of the building, we'll do that. You can line it up just kind of well, make sure it's poking out the other end like that. Alright, so we'll grab our junction, put it up on, snap it up to the top, and put our radiator on the bottom. We'll go ahead and attach this to this conduit, and now you have power coming out of the building. And as you can see, this is now live power. We can connect something to it, and I can show you that it works. So we'll just put a turret right there, well, if it'll let me. Go ahead and attach that. And there you go. You can see that this is now receiving power. Okay, so that completes the first design. We'll now go ahead and get into the second design. Okay, so for the second design, it's a little more complicated, but it's not too crazy. It's pretty easy still. Let's see here. So we're going to start off by going to structures, go over to warehouse, go over to roofs. We're going to grab these roofs right here with the bracing on them. Snap that there, put one over here, put one over there, and lastly one right here. Okay. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and grab the smooth one that does not have the bracing. We'll put one here, one there, and then two more over here. Okay. From there, we're going to go over to walls. We're going to scroll over to our glass walls. Since we're using glass, again, if you don't want to use glass, you don't have to. You can use something else, but we'll place one here, and the other one right up there. We're going to go one more higher. There you go. And then while we're over here, we'll get these glass triangles that we need. There you go. So we have that main structure from the front built. That's good. From here, we're going to go to our half wall window. Where's it at? There it is. And we're going to go ahead and place this around here. Okay, so that's put together. So now we'll go ahead and grab the roof with the bracing on it. We'll put that up here. This one over here. Turn around this way and do the same thing on this side. If it'll let me snap, there we go. Okay, so once that's in place, now we'll fill in these walls right here. So we're gonna grab our triangle piece, bring it up, snap it, and then bring it up and snap it there. And then we're going to use these upside down triangle pieces over here. I forget, there we go. That's how that snaps in. We're going to grab this one and put it over here. There you go. So that fills in that gap. Okay, so we left those gaps there for a reason. The reason why is because we're actually going to have to snap the roof to the front here, and if you fill those in, it does not actually snap. So you put the two roofs on each side like that, and then we'll snap these on the inside. There we go. Okay, and then we'll go back over to walls, grab our triangle pieces, one here, go ahead and put one there, and just follow along there. And then do the back of the building as well that I forgot to do. There you go, and there's your roof design right there. I'll go ahead and show you guys how I wired this one up as well. It's pretty much the same as the other build, but just so you guys know, we'll go ahead and do it. Okay, so starting from the inside, what I like to do is go over to our lights and switch, or connectors and switches. I like to grab a power switch like this, even though you can toggle the generator off and on. I'll put that up against the doorway there. Snap it to the generator, just depending on where your node is that you have for this. I just like to keep it at the front of the building. That way I can easily connect it to a switch at the front. So we'll put that right there. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our conduits. We're going to put one right here, one right there, come around the generator, put another one here, and another one there. We'll go ahead and do these along the wall as well, if it'll let me. There we go. And the last one in this corner up there. Come over here and do the same thing. Alright, so that's all that connected, so we'll go ahead and put the wires together. There you go, and once all these wires are connected, this is the point where you'll choose where you want the power to actually come out of the building. If you have access to it, you'll definitely want to use the conduits. So the way I do this is, say if you want the power to come out on the right side or the left side, we'll do the left side this time. We're actually going to place down the conduit junction with the little outlet, just one outlet on it, not the two, not the three, just the one. And then we're going to get a power radiator as well. Alright, and then we'll go over here and we'll grab the pass-through. That's not the tall one. This is the tall one. We don't want that. We want the shorter one. So we'll grab that, place it up against here. You want to make sure it passes through the wall like that. There you go. Line it up. Snap the radiator to the bottom, and then snap the junction at the top. Go ahead and connect it to the wires there. And now you have power passing through outside of the building, and you can feed everything to this right here. So to show this works, we'll go ahead and grab a turret and just place it down. And then we'll connect it to there, and you can see that there's power coming out of this building now. So that's the alternate design again for the powerhouse. So now you have two different designs for building some kind of powerhouse, power plant, whatever you want to call it, and your settlement. I recommend doing this just because you don't want to have your generators exposed where they can be shot at by raiders and everything. So you'd want to make sure this building is well defended. Alright, so that'll pretty much wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. So if you like this design, let me know down in the comments. Again, it's two different cool designs. I really like the one on the left more, but just in case you want something a little more compact and a little more discreet, and not something that's overly crazy, the one on the right works very well, but I personally prefer the one on the left. But that'll pretty much wrap it up. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.